subscribe,
like, share. Coconut. Oh my God, what a day today. Today, we're interviewing one of the most important people in my life, a mentor, a hero, a friend, a very important treasure to the entertainment industry. We're talking about decades of choreography with everybody from Michael Jackson to studying under the great Nicholas brothers. We're talking about big band leader, jazz band leader, worldwide legend, throughout Europe as a dancer, an incredible tap dancer, modern dancer, a historian. He's also an incredible drummer. He's a martial arts master. This is incredible. He's one of my filmmaking mentors. We're talking about the great Chester Whitmore. I'm sitting down with Chester for at least 2 hours. And in this first part of this interview, which is a little over an hour, I try to touch all the bases I can. Believe me, it was a long night before he even got to the studio. But when he got there, I had to wake up and make sure it all happened. This man single-handedly knows more about more genres in the entertainment industry than any one person that I know. And as a producer, filmmaker, musician, writer, it's just an incredible honor to have him come to the Moodovation studios. So without further ado, I hope you learn more lessons than I learned, because every time I watch this interview, I learn something new. Ladies and gentlemen, the great Chester Whitmore. Right. Okay. Welcome, one and all. My name is... Welcome to Moodovation, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Victor, and here we got a very special show for you this evening. I have a great guest. His name is Chester Whitmore right here, and he's going to be give you a vast of information and something you're having fun. Thank you, Chester.
Chester, I'm making sure we're good. I think we're good. I'm tapping in. Yeah, I see myself. Okay, Chester has good volume. I have decent volume.
Okay.
But it's all good. He's the star. I'm ready to go. Okay. Victor Taylor, Funkanot, Moodovation. We're doing extra special interviews with extra special people. And today I have one of the most important people in my life, and a person who's been so important to other people's lives. I mean, he's worked with the likes of Michael Jackson, teaching him how to fight and dance, and Smooth Criminal, to working with his own big band. He's also an accomplished martial artist, an incredible tap dancer, entertainer. He's all over the world all the time, and he's a great friend of mine. He also makes motion pictures, which is he's a mentor of mine as I'm working on my first motion picture, Limitless. And I'm just happy to have him. Chester Whitmore, how are you doing, man?
I am great. I'm great to come down here and make things happen.
It's good to see you,
Spreading the love, spreading the communication, spreading the knowledge.
Spreading the knowledge. So Chester, how you feeling today? How you feeling?
I feel really good. First thing, if you wake up in the morning, means you got to be good. You're blessed.
That's real.
That's real, yeah.
So, I mean, it's a blessing to see you. Thank you for coming through. I want to do something simply normal.
Okay.
Tell me where it all began for you, Chester. I mean, you do so many things well.
Okay. Well, in the beginning, when you say beginning...
So let's...
A lot of people say, is it music? Is it dance? Is it filmmaking? Is it art? Or is it... I mean...
Right.
It's different one.
So what was the earliest of the sciences and arts that you've accomplished? Because you're also a professor as well as a teacher in a few different subjects.
Yeah, so. I'm in the art of Afro-American music, black dance, to knowing where the dance comes from. There's many styles of dance, music,
and I teach at the University of Los Angeles City College. I was the first one that initiated getting vernacular style of jazz dance back into the mainstream, because the world of dance is great. Everybody loves to dance, from old school to new school. But I like to tell where it comes from, where especially American dance. First of all, when you say American music, it's black music. If you say American dance, it's black dance. A lot of people didn't understand that American didn't have never had his own music, his own dance form until we came along and we embedded it. We borrowed a lot of the dances from the Europeans and stuff. And but came along. I'm talking about American forms of dances, and we call that form vernacular form of dancing.
Vernacular form.
Meaning of which a lot of people say, well, isn't that the meaning of way of talking? I say, yes, that's true. But we have spread it out. It could be a vernacular form of what style of car, the way you dress, the style of dance, and so on. But in our case, we're talking about dance.
Nice.
And where it all began. And it's many, 1,500 forms of Afro-American style of dance. And you split that in half, and it's many of the styles of dancing within that idiom, I was fortunate because I was catered, and my mentors were older people that taught me. I didn't learn that from books until later.
Okay.
It got me started, but the main learning of the classes, of learning the steps and learning what different stuff, were from my mentors. A lot of people. The world of dance, I say how I started that. Well, I would have to say through the world of filmmaking. Okay. Filmmaking was the ones that got me started into the world of dance. I was a filmmaker. I was fascinated, even at the age of 11. I was learning, watching B horror movies, old horror movies, and I was fascinated. I wasn't outside playing with the rest of the kids. I was in my imaginary world. I even had a sandbox in the side of my house. The only place I play, I play with the ants. I had a little sandbox with the ants and let them build their little kingdom. And I had a little army man. Those little army men with their legs stuck together. Yeah.
Right.
And I'm having to fight the ants. Then I said, let's throw a grenade. And blow up the ant. Their village. Boom! The ants get mad at me.
Right.
I know they were cussing me out.
In ant language.
They're looking at me like this. Darn you, Chester, I'm going to get you. I blew your kingdom up. Go on, build it back up again. I said, I ain't building it up. You're going to blow it up again.
I'm good.
Yeah.
So film was at 11 years old.
Yeah, it started me around 11 years old. And the place was called Barnstable Park.
Okay, Barnstable
in Hollywood,
Park.
Near Vermont and Hollywood. And it was an art institution. They taught people, they had community services, they taught you photography, they taught you ceramics, art, everything. And my mother's friend, and she had a son named Dwayne Dumas, great cartoonist, animator.
Okay.
And I used to watch Dwayne. Oh, Dwayne, man. God, this is cool, man. You know. And he said, come on, Chester, we're going to go down to Barnsdale. And my mother's gonna bring your mother, and she said bring you down there. So they wanted to see what I was clicking, what made me click. I saw great artwork and stuff, and everything was good at the center. But there was just one room in the back. I heard some kids in the back. I said, "What's going on back there?" So, well, come on over here. We wanted to show you something. So, but I'm curious about what's going on back there. Right. So I walked in there, and there was this gentleman teaching film.
Wow.
And then you got to remember, it's not digital like we had today. I'm talking about Super 8 film.
Teaching film.
They were film. I mean, it was, and he was teaching, and I was watching him. He was explaining, now this is how you shoot this, and this is how you shoot that. I said, this is where I want to be.
Right.
This is where I want to be.
Wow.
And a lot of people were saying, no, we want you to come up. No, it's not what you want. It's what I want. You try to make me do what you want and hope that'll be all right for me. But no, you're not asking me the question. And I think that's some of the problems with a lot of kids. And I learned when I teach people, I watch students, younger people, and other people. I said, well, Do you know what you want? Do you tell me what you want? And let's see how we can get it.
Right.
You know, and
Right.
so you got to be very conscious of that when you work with kids and stuff. But anyhow, that around 11
That's
to
big.
12, 14, that was one of the interesting stuff. Then later on in the years when I got to junior high school and then high school, I went back to Barnesdale.
Nice.
And I rode my bicycle. I used to ride my bicycle. It was from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock. That's how long the class was. An all-day
Wow.
session.
Wow.
And I wasn't enrolled in the class. I just go in, take a seat, and sit in the back. Nobody
Wow.
didn't say anything. And I watched it. The gentleman's
Wow.
name was Hugh McKay. His name was Hugh McKay, and he taught the film there. He was like a beatnik character, long
Okay.
hair, hippie jeans, and he was real cool and hip. Like, and he go, yeah,
I love
man,
that.
you know. And he taught, and not blacks wasn't in there. I guess I was. Me and Dwayne were probably the only blacks that was in there.
Okay.
The rest was, and I went in there and he started teaching, and I would come there every week. He saw me, but he didn't say anything.
Okay.
And then he would, and I watched his style of. He'll show us a movie, break down the movies, break down the scenes, wide angles, and the whole shebang. And then I said, wow, man, this guy's good. It's good. And then we go out, have lunch, come back. Then he started, today we got to work on breaking down the camera. The next week was breaking down sound folding. The next week was editing.
Wow.
The next week was breaking a story down in POV shot. He broke down everything. This course lasted approximately about 15 weeks.
Wow.
And but it was once he had a Saturday class and he had a Monday night class.
Nice.
But I would ride my bike, and my mother said, "Where did Chester go? Where did he go? He's not around the neighborhood." I would ride my bike all the way to Hollywood by
Wow.
myself. I had to figure a way.
Now, how many miles was that? How many miles were you
I
riding?
lived in Midtown, so I lived around Jefferson and 6th Avenue,
Okay.
and so that's approximately about 7.5, 8 miles.
Nice. Wow.
There, and
You were serious.
Oh yeah, I wanted to get that.
So film.
I had my
opened up-
little banana bike. Little
Yeah,
banana
yeah.
seat.
Banana seat. Yeah. Yeah. Just like a chromed out Schwinn with a metal flake banana seat. Yeah, I ride with that. We shine and we recline about 2 inches off the street. As an X-Man excursion. We gonna do that. No, but
that got me started until one day.
okay.
He asked a question about if you're in a room tungsten light, hitting its tungsten light, and you had your camera, what do you do? What's your aperture? You got to take a light reading, the old school.
Right.
What aperture would you take in the scene that's lit like this? And they were guessing, this. No, I taught you that. And I'm going, this is, 5.3. That's easy.
Right.
Close the aperture down, put the filter on the inside, and it filters out that. Otherwise, it's going to be orange. It's going to look like an orangish color, yellowish orange color.
Right.
I
Right.
yelled that out.
No.
Everybody turned around, looked at me like,
Right.
I said, oh,
The
man.
little kid knows more than all the big kids. Right. Right.
And I was busted. I said, oh, man, he's going to kick me out. He said, okay, let's have a break.
No.
Come here.
No. You were found out.
Yeah, I busted. And should have had my cloaking device. Shoot. But
You can't see a damn thing. I'm out here. So he calls you.
then we sit there and talk. He said, hey, I've been knowing you. What's your name? I said, Chester. I've been watching you for about 5-6 weeks now. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm sorry to interrupt. He said, no, that was good. That was the right answer. He said,
Right.
I don't understand why these guys didn't have it. They've been here longer than you. He said,
Wow.
I guess sometimes the parents drop them off and I'm a babysitter.
Wow, he just honest with himself.
And he said,
That's good. Though.
he said, so you like film? I said, yes, I love it. And I love what you're doing. You're explaining things that I watch movies all the time. And
Wow.
he said, come with me. And he went to a cabinet. Because, and they would go out and shoot films. And the last of the 2 or 3 hours, you have to go out in the park and shoot an episode or about what you learn.
Okay.
And bring your own actors and stuff. And then after the film is, that reel is taken to Kodak and developed the next day, and they show it. and they screen it and they
Wow.
and they
Taking the
critique.
Kodak. Wow.
Yeah, the Kodak would work with you. That was
Wow.
on Los Palmas and Santa Monica, the laboratories. Yeah, that's how much.
Wow. I remember that laboratory.
Remember
That's
that?
funny, yeah. Well, I remember the Kodak laboratory. I don't know if it's that exact one, but there were the small buildings.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the little
And
bitty
they will
houses.
develop your film,
Yeah.
50 feet film, which is 3 minutes and 25 seconds, a reel.
Okay.
And he showed us a lot of stuff. And he opened up this cabinet and said, "Here, take this camera." What? It was a Minolta 3.
Wow.
It had Minolta 3 and Minolta 5.
He just gave you.
He gave me a camera. He
Okay.
said, and here's a roll of film.
And so now
You go out- he
you're
said,
11, 12.
I'm a little older than just
Okay.
then. I'm in my 15s.
Okay.
I'm going just now getting into going into high school. I was going to
Okay.
Dorsey.
Okay. Dorsey Dons.
Yeah, got me up there, and then he said, "Let me tell you." He said, "Hey, gosh, go out and shoot something." I said, "What? Did you watch us how to load a camera?" "Yeah." "Have you ever shot before?" "No." "Only thing I did is watch you guys, and that's the only thing." He said, "Now just your first hands-on.
Wow.
Shoot something and take this address and drop it in. As soon as you finish, drop it in it, and it'll be ready by before next week, so we will be able to watch your film."
Wow.
I said, "Oh,
So he's not only giving you the camera, he wants to debut your film at class.
yeah."
And this is your first-
The next one.
the
He
next
gave-
week.
Right. Okay, so it's like this. I give you the film.
Right.
You should, so you have 1 or 2 days to shoot it.
I haven't shot at all yet,
Yeah.
but I do know my lesson because I'm studying.
Mm-hmm. And I'm giving it to you. So you got to get your own actors. You got to get your own everybody else.
Concept 2.
Right. You come up with everything.
Okay.
But you got to use the techniques that you have learned. in
Okay.
class. And drop it off. You got to drop it off before Wednesday because it gives them 2 or 3 days to develop.
Wow.
And then that Saturday, they will view your film
Wow.
in the
That's-
screen
that's
in
a
the
lot.
screening room.
That's a lot.
And so, oh man, it's just like no pressure. So I said, yeah. So I went home. My mother said, "Where did you get that camera from?"
Of course.
Hey, this white man gave it to me.
You been jacking?
You gonna return that camera, but Mom, do what I tell you because I don't know what you do. I don't know what you're up to.
Right,
I'm trying
right.
to make a movie.
Right.
I said, "I'll return it, Mom. I'll do what you say." I said, "After I make my movie."
Returning under my bed till I can get this done.
Yeah, so I got my friends together and we did a chase scene on our bikes and did some things and some comedy stuff.
Wow. Wow.
And I ran there and dropped it off by hook or crook. I got to get to Hollywood to the laboratory. Why you want to go there? Just take me there. I had friends. I was begging them. All the way to Hollywood. I said, "What are you doing out there? Black people going out there."
Lord.
I got to go up there, drop it off. Then the next day I show up and they say, and he looks on the packages because that morning they drop all the packages there.
Right.
So that had my name on it. He goes, "Okay." He moves over to the bunch. "All right, class, come on in. Let's get screening room. Harold, we're going to look at your film. That's it. Put it on the projector, please." Then
Right.
and then everybody go, "Oh, that's pretty good, Harold. That's pretty good." Applaud the player. Applaud.
Right.
Okay, now this is a mistake. You messed up on this. Well, I didn't know how to do that. I said, "But remember we told you how to do that." "Okay, Julia, pull your thing out. And so-and-so pull your. So we went all the way down the line. Then he said, "Okay, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to premiere somebody new that's in the class."
Right.
And you probably seen him in the back, but he should shoot. He shot something. When did he shoot something? We've been in here a while. He said, "Well, I want you to give him your most attention and give him a warm applause. Let's see what he's done." The movie comes on. The kids like this. Had some kids like this. Stiff face. Bottom lip all tight. Motherfucker.
As young. Yeah.
What he gonna do? So they see it, and I set the premise up, set the plot up.
Right.
And then they do the thing, then stealing, and they took off in the chase.
Oh, my God.
The class will start cracking up because the guy had to first steal the
Right.
valuable bag and like
Right.
a bank robbery, like a Charlie Chaplin. But the story tells itself.
Right.
So they crack it up. I said, "Well, they like it, what they've seen so far.
Right.
And seen, I guess the story is telling the story, and it's communicating to the audience. So
without only dialogue, you
Right.
had everything covered, all bases covered.
yeah, because we didn't have no sound in it,
Right.
So, and so there were people cracking up. Ooh, they're chasing. Look at that scene. Ooh, and angles, wham, up, down.
Yeah. That's
Some of them were kind of blurry because I didn't understand about I knew the aperture, but I never tried it.
right.
And it was kind of out of focus, but you can see what I got it in the focus and
Right.
and the different law of angles and stuff. And they loved it. The kids said, "Oh, that was tight."
Right. Wow.
Even the bad guys didn't like me. Like, that was good. That was good, man.
You got the haters' approval.
And they looking at me like, have you had film class before? I said, no, I just came here. I just
Right.
got to imagine. I watch a lot of movies. Then he ran out of the room. The teacher ran out of the room and said, hey. He said, hey, guys, look at this film. I want you to check this film out. Okay. And they rewind the film, play it again, because it was only 3 minutes long.
Right.
They showed it again. They said, whoa, they cracking up. Oh, man, that is good. He said, now tell me what you think. He said, no. I'm not talking to the students. I'm talking about to these other teachers. Man, I like the storytelling. Was great. It was great. Who did that? It was he did. Oh, man, great storytelling, man. Did you write the script out? I said, no script.
Oh no.
He said, well, how did you do that? I just told him what I want you to do.
Just right there, bow.
Well, yeah. Then he said,
Yeah.
okay, so you came up with it. He said, well, how did you know how to shoot? Your storyboard. I mean, the angles and stuff. I said, and they started looking at each other. He said, I said, no, ask him another question. He said, one guy said the editing was off the chain. He came here to this, and the timing, and the rest of it. He said, that's it. He doesn't know how to edit. And he said, what do you mean doesn't it? This is his first movie.
But
This is his first time running a camera. He said, wait a minute. His first time running a camera.
right.
He directed it. He visualized the storyboard. And he never edited. But the film was edited. He had to have some editing.
A little bit.
And then he said, how did you edit the film? I said, you got the film from the laboratory, right? Yeah. So that's what came out. I never touched the film. And he said, well, why does this look like that? He said, Chester, how did you do it? I said, I edited inside the camera. He said, what? Yeah. I knew the scene. I wanted to know the scene. I know how the timing was. So I would choreograph how they're going to come in. As soon as I felt the rhythm of it, I stopped the camera.
Right.
Walk back into the other one and one take.
Lock it back in. Right. Right.
Because the projector's going to continue on.
Right. Wow. Wow,
And
Chester.
they were like, what the? So you visualized all the shots before you even did it and recorded it. I said, well.
That's so hot.
So they were like, this is crazy. You're crazy. And then the guy said, yeah, man.
Wow.
They applauded and stuff. And he said, you know what? You got to enroll into this class. You got to enroll in this class. I said, yeah, but I don't have the money. He said, I need you to be in this class. I will figure a way out. Before you know it, I get a call. He calls my mother up
Okay.
and says, you know your son been coming down here to the, that's where he's been on Saturdays? Yeah. Just want to let you know he's going to be next semester after the summer. Then coming up, and he will be enrolled. But how much it's going to cost you? Those already been taken care of. The teacher paid it.
Wow.
He wanted me in that.
He was impressed like that.
And plus, by me being there, it motivated the other kids to strive, and they were striving hard to do so. So they were working hard, and then all of us was making movies and making shorts. And then one day somebody would call me, Chester, would you do camera work for me? I said, sure. Then somebody else would come, do you do sound? I said, sure, no problem.
Right.
And I would do different things, and I learning from off of them, and they'll be learning from off of me, and we would just put us. Then all of a sudden, Dwayne would show up. Then more people would show up. And then there's another guy that's still around too, named David T. Great animator, cartoon.
David T.
He's still around. I need to find him. But,
Okay.
Leo Lee showed up, and the Asian gentleman, which now is a martial arts stuntman. He
Okay.
did all of the Van Damme movies. He played the bad guys in the Van Damme movies.
Okay. Bad got the guy
But
falling out the building and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all those guys was all in my class. And
Wow.
I would do these films. And guess who was he was one of my friends, but I heard he's still around, but I'm gonna look on the internet. Mark. His name's Mark.
Last
Okay,
name.
remember at that time it was the TV series was called Kung Fu. David Carradine.
David Carradine. Yeah.
And you know how they said you can move, snatch the pebble from my hand, and then you will be able to leave.
Right.
Like
Right.
that. Then and then he said, then he said, but you know how Twilight came. When there was a problem, he always flashed back. But I was younger. This is what happened to me. And the little boy, that was Mark. He was my running buddy.
The little boy that was always in the dojo
Yeah,
learning the lesson.
yeah. That was Twilight came when he played David Carradine. He was in my film class.
Wow, dude.
Is that true?
Yeah.
We had a lot of people, and we would just run. We would just run around. We was just, you know, like little rascal. And but we would do stuff. And then one day it hit me in my mind. I said, we would do some contests, and I think that's what Mr. McKay, that was our instructor, Hugh McKay. He said, I would like you guys to enter some contest, film contest. You guys are that good enough. So we started thinking about, and we did. We won several contests. Just a little group.
As a team.
Yeah.
LACC.
No, not LACC. Barnsdale Park.
Okay.
Because that was the art center, Barnsdale Park.
Okay. Wow.
And then that led it to be really, really, really good. Then I came to my mind and said, I don't want to do a short. I want to do a little feature.
Featuring.
Like a little longer movie, rather than 3 minutes stuff.
Right.
Then he said, okay, what you want to do? I'm going to do a featurette. And he said, well, how many roles you going to need? I said, well, six. Ooh, you're really, that's almost a 30-minute film. I said, yeah.
How old are you at this time?
I'm just going and getting in 17, 18.
Lord Jesus.
Then I said, okay, let's do this. So he put the money up, and he told the laboratory, Chester, all these reels are his, yeah. Part 1,
Wow.
Part 2, Part 3.
So were you working straight with your work ethic? Were you working straight through? You would work straight through from beginning to end, Part 1, Part 2?
No, I had all the film. I would shoot whatever I can. I
Okay.
measured out the timing, how long the scene was, and how much ratio, meaning how many takes if the actors mess up. I said, you can't mess up. I don't have that time. I need
Right.
this time. So
Right.
I would rehearse them to the death. And then
Rehearsal's a big one.
yeah, and when they do it right, got it. Cut
Right.
that down. Mark it down, get the other angle. If I could edit it in the camera, I edited in the camera. If I couldn't edit in the camera, I did it on
the fly.
on the moviola and stuff.
Yeah.
And I
Improvise.
shot the movie in about one movie. I shot in about 4 days, and the editing took me about a week because I had to understand. But then I did that, and then I would show the movie, and I had a little music sound, and I did it was a War of the Monsters, something I did one thing, and the house that not drip blood. It was Plague of the Undead. That's what it was. Plague of the Undead, and that was a vampire creature. And we shot right here on Adams Boulevard between 7th Avenue and La Brea. And it used to be called, there's a thing called the Elegant Manor. Elegant Manor's on the corner of,
Elegant manner.
okay, on there. Okay, but if you go down near Holman's Church, there's a big open space now, and there's a brand new place that was built for us then. Before it was there's a big lot. If you go in that lot, it was a castle there. It used to be a castle there, a burgundy, and it was called Murphy's Mansion.
Wow.
That was it, and nobody would go into this place,
Wow.
and I would sneak in there, and go in there, and it had giant castles. And I played the part of one vampire in there. That was my first vampire movie. And then we did another vampire movie. A friend of mine, Johnny Moore, was there, and it was hilarious. I said, I need a graveyard. And we broke into the Normandy Cemetery and filmed in there. and I did about 5 featurette movies. And then the Southwest Police Department started to, who are these filmmakers breaking the law? I didn't know nothing about permits. That's when I learned how to get permit. First, Jefferson Crenshaw was a gang fight. I had 60 people fighting in the middle of the street of Jefferson Crenshaw.
Wow.
Police came in. I said, "Ooh, here's the police. Swing that camera over there. Get some footage." I got that. They took me down. They said, "Mr. Whitmore, you can't do that." I said, "Okay." They let the kids go. They found out it's false alarm. They let me go. Second one was the vampire one. I did in Normandy Cemetery. I had a battery pack, and I had the vampire with the cape and everything, and the lady sitting down with blood and stuff. The nightmare watched me, walked out in the graveyard and seen this vampire up there. He screamed, called the police on us again. He said, "Damn, yeah." Then they let me go. They said, "Just, you can't do that. You scared the hell out of that man. You could have got shot." I said, "Okay." And then the other, oh man, I can tell you some story. And then Dorsey over there on Western and Edison Adams, there was a side, there used to be a bank there. I said, and it was like a space movie. And I needed something like go to the bridge, take me to the bridge on Star Trek.
Right.
So I had these guys in the space suit, and I had the outside scene space, but inside was in this beautiful elevator. I said, "I need this elevator." "Okay, I want you guys to take me to the bridge and stuff." Took us up to the bridge. We went into the bank, but I walked in the bank. Nobody's in the bank. I said, "Oh, well,
wow.
let's use the elevator anyway." So we were going up and down the elevator. Woo, woo, woo. When we opened up the door of the elevator, there's a bunch of police cars with guns out. No. And all of us stood there with the camera like, "Oh, God." They said, "Put your hands up." We dropped everything. They walked to us. "No, let him go." And he said, "What happened?" I said, "What happened?" "It was a robbery here." A robbery. And when the robbery happened, they went out and we walked in. Nobody was there. Everybody else in the back on the floor.
Lord Jesus.
And they let us go then. And the last one, the police was just sick and tired of me. They were there. And then I burned the grid out on 6th Avenue in Jefferson. Because you have generators. Didn't have generators. So I would ask everybody in the house, and I put up the plug lights, and I was going. I had about 30 or 40 zombies walking in the streets, and we had to really shoot at night. So imagine
like real nighttime shooting, not no BS.
We driving around the corner, and you see all these zombies in your street. They were, "What the hell is that?"
Right.
People were screaming and hollering. They called the police on us, and before you know it, the grid blew out. The whole neighborhood went out.
Wow.
I blew the neighborhood out.
No.
Yeah. I had a name when I was at Dorsey. Yeah, that's Chester the filmmaker. When is he going to do his next movie?
Wow.
They knew it. He said he always doing something crazy. we did some.
That's dope.
And then,
that's so dope.
Yeah, but that was my filmmaking days. And then all of a sudden I got hired to do a documentary, and that led me into the world of dance.
So the film thing is there, and film thing is your entry into the game. The people people in your neighborhood, at your school, they knew you were Chester the filmmaker. So Chester the filmmaker was popular. You've already gained popularity, and you're not 18 yet. Are you 18 yet? You are
going into
You're going into your 18th year as a filmmaker.
As a filmmaker and getting into that. Now, let me explain it to you.
Okay.
While I was doing that in the 18,
okay.
That's why the World of Dance, they asked me to do a documentary on the Philadelphia Ballet Company.
Okay.
So I had to learn how to shoot as a documentarian.
And this is at 17. Okay. Wow. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So for the sake of time, we're moving through chronologically. We want to try to get this to happen within the time we have.
Okay.
So at 18 now, you do the documentary on the dance troupe.
But which clicked in my head about, and I'm into film, so you got to remember I'm into film, so I watch all kind of movies, sci-fi, musicals, and everything else. But at the same time, I said, what style of dance did the black community do?
Okay.
That part, because the guy, when I was doing the ballet, the guy would say, well, the guy said, have you ever danced before? I said, I clown around dance, but not no ballet. And then he did some ballet moves, said, do it. And I did it real quick. And he said, man, you're good. You should be a dancer. I said, hey, man, I like watching people dance. I said, what style of dance is this? He said, oh, you mean that style of dance? They don't do that style no more. And I was talking about the old style, like Bill Robinson, Fred Astaire, the MGM musicals.
Right.
And he said, they don't do those styles of dancing no more.
The platinum era of dance movies.
So, and that clicked my mind off like, well, what did blacks contribute to dance? Not knowing that blacks invented it.
What did blacks contribute to dance?
That are dance. What the heck are you talking about, Chester?
Right.
You know, and so I went on a quest,
Okay.
looking for who would know that style of dance, the tap dancing, the swing, the jazz, and everybody would say, Chester, why are you fascinated in that type? I just wanted to learn. I even went into some old tap schools, tried to.
Right.
It was not my style, but I did it anyway because it would get me closer to the point of view that I was trying to get to.
Right.
So, but I was riding with my bicycle with the tap shoes on. It's crazy. I know. And then,
So now you're 18, 19, and you're tapping.
Yeah, but not the style I wanted.
Okay, but you are getting into dance. Now, you just gave me a tap dance lesson a little while ago, and it was really interesting. I saw showing it, trying to get the tat, right.
Yeah, and I was trying to learn all. And so then what happened was there was a place
Okay.
on 1308 New Hampshire.
Okay.
And it was called the Inner City Cultural Center. And that was one of the mega of Afro-American actors. You learn acting, writing, anything in the theater district. And a lot of great actors taught. The 3-story building had 3 or 4 dance studios. It had offices, space, music space, nightclubs. I mean, you name it. And it was there. So I said, okay. And a friend of mine named Angela McIntosh said, there's this guy there Wednesday night. He's tap dancing, old guy. You need to go down there and meet him, Chester. I said, I'm going to go down there. And that's when I went down and drove my bike down there. The place was closed. I said, what do you mean? They sent me on a wild goose chase. I was mad. I'm mad.
Mad as hell.
Oh, man, I'm mad as hell. I'm not going anywhere.
Take it to me more.
So I rode my bike back down there. I was fussing and cussing. You know. And then there near Normandy, there said, this is guy up there trying to change his tire. I
Okay.
said, oh, man, there's nobody helping this cat.
Right.
And then we drive by, and I drove by. Hey, man, you need some help? He said, yeah, man, I need some help. And cars are just driving by. Hey, man, scoot over. Where's the bar? So and he looks on my bicycle. He saw the shoes hanging out there. And he said, oh, my God, you're a hoofer. I said, what? A hoofer. I thought he was calling me a hooker. No. I don't know what he was talking about. A heifer or something. I don't know.
Right.
I said, what's that? No. You know, hoofer is the name of a tap dancer. You know, dancer. Oh.
Right.
He said, you know what? I tap dance. I'm looking at him like, yeah, sure. Help me with this tire. Let's get this tire on.
Right.
So I get up there, and so I put the tire on, and then I help him out. He said, he gave me a card. Said, you want to learn something? Called
Why?
Earring. So I said, oh, thank you very much. I did my good day for the day, and I'm gone.
Right.
Gone. So I took off, and then before you know it, I went back to my mom. She said, oh, yeah, you know what? And 2-3 weeks go by, and I'm still frustrated trying to look for books and stuff. I'm reading up on certain things. Then she said, you should take that man's offer up. I said, okay, I should. So I went over to the guy's house, knocked on the door. He opened the door. "Yay, how you doing, man? You ready for your first lessons?" It was like he knew it was just time.
Whoa.
And I said, "Okay." Walk in the door. He said, "All right, man." He said, he pulled out the rug, beautiful wooden floor. He said, show me what you got." I said, "Okay." So I sit there and I go, I know who I thought I knew.
Right.
And he looked at me like, interesting.
This is a real.
He said, "Get out of the way. Let me show you something."
Ooh
He
wee.
got it down. He said, taps was gone everywhere. I was going like this. He said, "Pow." And he looked at me. I looked at him. Then I looked at the floor. Then he looked at the floor. Then I looked at him. Then he looked at me. And I said, "Mine don't look like yours." He said, "If you want to learn, and you really want to learn, you got to work hard and you got to go for it. I'm willing to work with you if you want to learn something."
So he had the wisdom to know that you were good enough if you really wanted it.
Yeah, but he wanted to see how much,
I wanted it. Okay.
And I said, "What stupid question is that?" But I didn't understand that. It took
Right.
years later to understand why he said that.
Right. How much you wanted it, rather. But yeah.
So I was with him, and come to find out, he was the same gentleman that was at the place I was supposed to be at, but he didn't make it because of the car. That's why.
Right. And that was a.
And so, and I found out, oh, you're the guy. Okay, so then we go in, and we have a great friendship. It was a great friendship.
Right.
And he showed me incredible steps. He would let me come into the class, and I would come in there, and I mean, you don't know who you might run into. What you do, the good deed, and he knew I wanted to do it. If you wanted, I'll teach it to you. And he didn't charge me.
Wow.
He didn't charge me. All the other people he charged, but he didn't charge me. And people were coming in his class were incredible dancers. And I seen these people on television, but I didn't know who they were. They were just incredible. I was with him for 2 years. You know that?
Wow.
And he would go in there, and then all of a sudden he said, "Chester, I'm going to have to take a leave, and I need you to take over the dance thing." I said, "But what do you mean?" "I want you to teach them, and I'll be back in a week."
Wow.
I said, "What? You believe that I know that much?" He said, "Do this. This is what you're going to learn, and you're going to have to do it." So I had to teach them how to do whatever. They followed me.
Right.
He didn't even come back.
So this is your teaching. So now you're in
learning to be teacher.
20s teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And he built me up. He gave me my first job. And I'm not knowing, he didn't even come back in a week. He came back about 2 weeks, two weeks. I was up there trying to make things, okay, what's going to be today's lesson? Oh my God. I said, "Jesus, what we going to do?" "Come on, Chester, put your hands up together. Burn up, man. Take it.
Snap out.
Snap out of it."
Right.
I said, "Okay." So I said, "I'm going to have to find it." But I just took all the elements what he taught me. And then I would do that, and a lot of people was getting the name. "Hey, man, Chester's teaching tap over at this thing," and words started going.
Right.
And then one night, late at night, I turned on the TV set, because we had TV guides and stuff, not like we had today.
Right.
Got up there, and there's an all-black cast musical on TV. A whole bunch of people singing and dancing. I'm used to seeing all the Ziegfeld Follies and the MGM,
Right.
and Fred Astaire and stuff, but not all black cast. Then I looked down there. Hey, that's that guy that danced with Shirley Temple. Bill Robinson is his name. And they had all these people. But at the end of the movie, these two guys come down.
Okay.
Flying down the steps doing splits. Kapaya, bam, boom, zip, boom, bam, bam, boom, wow. What the hell is this? I've never seen dancing like this.
Right.
I mean, it really made me, it turned me on. My brain was like, whoa, that's what I'm looking for. I want to dance like that.
Wow.
And the next day I told my friends, "Did you see that movie the next day?" "What are you talking about, Chester?" "These people, rest of black people was on TV was singing and dancing." They looked at me like I was crazy. "Chester, there ain't no black people on TV." Because in those days you barely see black people on TV.
Okay.
And they didn't believe me. Nobody believed me. And I told them, dancing too? Say, come on, man, get out of here. They didn't believe
Yeah,
me.
that's not too far gone,
You know?
as far as time goes.
Right.
And we weren't even on TV back then.
Yeah, and I was like, what the heck? So when I went to class and working, and the guy, I went back to his house, and the teacher, he said, "What's wrong, Chester? I saw this movie and nobody seemed. Did I dream it? I hope I could dream it again tonight because that was a good dream." And I told him what I saw about the black cast of people, and the guy, he said, "Wait a minute," and he pulled out these 8x10 photographs. Look at this. And I looked down and go, "What?" He said, "Look," he said, "Look, there's the Heidi Ho guy, and that's the Fat Swaller guy. That's it." Then he looked down and I said, "That's you." And it was him. And he was Fayard Nicholas of the famous Nicholas Brothers.
Wow.
I've been with him over 2 years learning how to dance.
Wow.
And that's how I started tap dancing really good. And he turned me on to a lot of different other people. And he said, in our day, and that's what really got my mind sprung about the art form of music and the dance and the music. And at the same time, I was in high school working. And of course, my music career, it enhanced my music career because the guy that taught me how to do the big bands was Roger Hamilton Spots. That's another story, but it kind of overlaps. A lot of other stories overlaps in between my dance career, my music career,
right,
my martial arts career,
right.
All of that on that same timeline.
So martial arts came third chronologically.
No, first.
Really?
I checked martial arts when I was 13, 14.
So you actually started the martial arts game, and then music, film caught your eye, and then music caught your eye. Okay. Now, when you were in music, did you excel in the martial arts yet, or were you just Were you just doing it?
Oh no, I was doing it, but I was doing a lot. I can tell you, those are stories that were very. I went to Fauché Junior High School.
Okay, I know Fauché.
Yeah, Fauché. And I read, one of my teachers was there named Jeffrey Prentice. He was my Hapkido teacher. But my original martial arts was Go-Juru. Go-Juru, hard and soft style, the connection between Japanese form and Chinese form. You know, how when Chinese went to the island, Okinawa, traded off, come to Japan, and came back. There was this two worlds. A lot of people separates the martial arts, but they all have a connection value. A lot of karate is based off of Chinese arts. Of that. And even though they want to be individuals within itself, what it is. And I learned a lot from the different phrases. Sam Lane was my first instructor. Brian Bray, the famous Brian Bray. He was the mayor of Leimert Park for 40 years.
And now Sam Lane was the one that brought the style into L.A.?
Oh, no. He was my Go-Juru. The Go-Juru is the Japanese form.
Okay.
Okinawa form, excuse me. And he was a back instructor. He was my teacher, and Brian Bray was my Shotokan and Go-Juru instructor, which Brian Bray was one of the major blacks that went to Okinawa.
Okay.
And he was the mayor of Leimert Park.
Okay.
Which is now, I'm teaching his daughter right now.
Oh, wow.
She didn't know. She said, my dad taught you? I said, yeah. You know about this? I said, I know all his stuff. I got the book. I got all the stuff that he gave me.
Wow. Now,
and he was, do you remember Museum in Black? Museum in Black lives in Leimert Park, all the African artifacts.
I was at a few different places that have all African artifacts, but I didn't know it was a museum in Black. I may have been there as a kid.
Well, he was the head coordinator of that.
Okay.
Brian Bray's real famous. He's done a lot for the community and started stuff in the 60s. He's also worked at the Ed Parker Karate with the master Steve Muhammad, which was also when Bruce Lee came into town. That's another story. That's not about in the 60s. That's right. I was 66. I was 11 years old then.
Man.
And that's all at the same time that I was about going into film. You see what I mean?
Right.
All of
So
them
you
kind of
like
everything
right in
overlapping,
line.
right in
Yeah.
line. Okay. Okay. Let me explain. Karate comes from the island of Okinawa.
Okay.
The original name's called Todi.
Katobi.
No, Toji.
Tatoji?
No, there's Todi.
Tatodi.
Todi.
Todi.
Yes,
Okay.
And when they got to Japan, they called it empty hand fighting, karate, empty hand fighting.
Empty hand fighting.
Which is Chinese way, it would have been the Chinese hand.
Okay.
Okay. But these is life. Now I'm just giving you a brief. Now everything that came from Japan or Okinawa would have been Shotokan, Goju-ryu, Shoryu, Pinru. Then you had Jiu-Jitsu, the original Jiu-Jitsu.
The original.
The original Jiu-Jitsu was
Okay.
real powerful then. And these were styles that evolved: Kendo, Judo.
Okay.
All of those are the Aikido. I mean, those are the strong Japanese form. Well, Kung Fu was, 12 foot, Wing Chun, right?
Right.
All of those.
Right.
And those were the Chinese way. They're all good, but I mean, I would just say they just all come. Korean would have been showing on what's the one that Chuck Norris has done. Hwarangdo, Hapkido. Those are the Korean.
Yeah.
And they all specialize in different forms.
Okay.
Those forms, the feet fighting in the air. That's why Taekwondo is the sports now. They do the sports with the kicks. Then you got the Thailand, you got the kickboxing, you got the Philippines. Talk about stick fighting, Eskrima, Kali.
Wow.
There's a whole bunch of them. They all come from different countries, but they're all martial arts.
Okay.
Even boxing is a martial art.
Right.
Right. So those are the formations that I had to work with. Brian Bray was there. Jack Tikafumo was over. Now Goju came to Los Angeles in the early 60s and stuff. So I have the original book of that. It came from Okinawa to Japan to Hawaii and then to Los Angeles. Where did it land in Los Angeles? In a black community. Second Avenue and Jefferson, near the Palm Shop.
Wow.
See? And people said, no, it didn't. I said, I have the book. I asked everybody, can anybody tell me who has the original Goju book that's this thick and this big?
And it's all on self-defense, on martial arts.
Because that was given to me by Jack Tikafumo before he died.
Wow.
When I was in junior high school. I have that book. And he opened up and said, these are the schools that's in the United States that only have the original stuff.
Man, that's incredible.
And that's how I started. Then when I left there and went going to Dorsey, then I went and I started going into Hapkido, which is a Korean art, which I learned from Jeffrey Fuentes. Jeffrey Fuentes was a Hapkido guy. And we became real good friends. But when you first met Jeffrey was real quiet, like those odd guys. You couldn't get next to him. He was a loner at school.
Okay.
They had gangs and stuff. Even the gangs wouldn't mess with him. He was a loner.
Wow.
But I used to go run by him and make him laugh. So he liked to hang out with me. He said, "Oh, you crazy, man."
Right.
Until one day I remember we was at the table hanging out, and these gang members up at Dorsey messing with us. We were like the kid nerds. He said, "Hey, man, no, don't do that." Would you want some of this too? He said, "Oh, it's gonna be like that." Yeah, it's gonna be like that. But 5 or 6 of them said, "Come on, man." He said, "Okay, let's go over here." So what we call them safety guards, or PTA won't get us, and they would go in the back of the bungalow.
Right.
We put chairs, go back there, and all you hear is boom, pop, and then Jeffrey walks back. If you, what happened to the other guy?
No.
Nobody wouldn't run back there and see. I ran back there. I said, "Oh my God, they're all jacked up." I said, "What did he do?"
Dang, he was out like that.
And he said, "Come on, Chester, let's go." I said, What did you do? Come on, let's go. Let's get out of here. I said, "Oh yeah." I said, "Shit, man, you gotta show me that shit."
So that made you start. So you actually saw firsthand about fighting multiple.
Oh God, I saw so many
Fighting
stuff.
multiple.
I can tell you some stuff, boy. I see some stuff. I was in the midst of now this is round going into from late '60s going into the '70s. We used to have the medallions and the click clacks and
Right.
I can tell you stuff.
Right.
And Jeffrey said, "You're taking gold drill?" I said, "Yeah, I'm taking it for so and so." That's a good class. He said, "I'm gonna take you near someplace with me to show you." He said, then he was showing me what he does, and then he was looking at me. He said, "You got some good instructors. Learn what you got to learn." I remember that distinctly because he was showing me some stuff. I would go to my gold drill, then I would see Jeffrey doing a little bit of Hapkido. Then come back and stuff, and he said that make sure you cherish and work on and stuff. I was like, yeah. And then we had some crazy people at Fauché.
Yeah.
Really, I can tell you, oh my God. There was this one guy that would walk around cutting people's ears off.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Damn.
And the school was scared of him, that people wouldn't do nothing.
They didn't know if he's crazy, if he's just mean as hell.
Oh, yeah, he was just, definitely a problem child.
So he cut somebody's ear off.
Yeah, and it stayed away. And then I remember when I was taking class, the guy said, "Why are you taking class?" They would ask you questions like that. And I said, "Well, I needed to know. I want somebody to ask." He said, "No, it's got to be more than that." He said, "You got to learn other ways of doing stuff." And I did. I had learned so many ways. Like one guy, I was supposed to fight. I wanted to beat him, and I worked so hard. I learned this stuff. I learned some stuff. They showed me stuff with the sand, and I busted bricks, and I was busting stuff. He said, "Yeah, that's a lot of things that can do some people damage." Then one day,
okay, go on.
And then one day I met the guy in the hallway, and he wanted to fight, and I said, "What?" And I was like looking at him, and he said, "Yeah," or high school kids. I mean junior high school. "Yeah, fight." And I looked at him like, and then the first thing I looked at him, and I just saw his jaw being I'm looking at his face, it's going like this, breaking apart.
Oh Lord,
and then I said, "Oh." Now I shook my head like this. Then I saw his shoulder being broke. Then I saw his ribs being broke. And I was saying to myself, stuff was going in my head like, "Oh, I could break his neck. Oh, I could do this. I can jack him up." And then to myself I said, "Wait a minute. Why am I thinking stuff like that?" And then the guy said, "You have a choice. What you gonna do?" And the guy said, "Come on, man. You gonna do this?" And I looked at him. I said, "I ain't wasting my time." I walked away.
Wow.
And he looked at me. "Well, why you scared? Look at him. He's scared.
Right.
I said, yeah. I'm scared. See you later," and walked away.
Right.
And then he looked at me like, and my friend said, "Why did you do it, Chester? You gotta fuck them up. I said, "No, it's not worth it."
Right.
Because I thinking about the consequences. If that happened to him, he would have messed up. If I would have got caught, I'm gonna get messed up.
Right.
It's a no-win. It's a no-win.
Yes, it's not.
That was not the time to do nothing. It was not the time.
Did you ever have a confrontation with the guy again?
No, he never come back to me after he heard about me fighting the other guy. I fought the guy with the knife.
Okay.
Cut the guy's ears off.
Right.
I had a fight with him.
Right. Did you win?
I had to. I had no choice.
If I want to keep my ears.
Yeah. Oh, we were in an art class. Mr. Millstone, Dorsey at Fauché. Mr. Millstone was a good art teacher. Only one problem: he was a little drinking habit.
Okay.
Okay, kids, keep working. I'll be back in a few moments. And go out in the hall.
Hit one.
Yeah.
Right.
I love him dearly, and it was my last, getting ready to graduate, and we were all in the art class.
Okay.
But guess who was enrolled in the art class, but he never showed up?
The ear cutter.
Yeah. And we were working on a contest against drugs, and we worked on it 2 weeks, drawing this beautiful poster. He walks by, knocking people over in the classroom, boom, boom, boom. But I didn't know, I'm up there just painting over here. And he just grabbed a bunch of Indian ink, plop, and knocked it all on the people's paintings. I said, "What the hell?" And I shoved the guy back. "What you doing, man? You messed up the work. Now we got to figure out how to salvage." I looked up and saw who I pushed.
It was him. Oh, my God.
And I said, "Oh, no." My brain was like, "Ah." And the whole class just moved out of the way. And I said, Oh, thanks, guys, for moving out the way.
Right,
Just
right.
giving him a chance to jack
come
me up.
get you, yeah, yeah.
And my brother said,
You better get in. Yeah, you got to get it in.
And I'm going like, okay. I said, man, look, you know, I know it's got to be an accident, but I didn't need to push you, but I'm upset because you did like that. Before I went to say something else, that guy said, blam! He blazed on me. I went flying, all busted my nose.
Oh my God!
I hit the ground, and boom. And I sat there for a moment. And I sat there a moment. I said, okay, he don't want to talk.
Right.
That's all I can say.
That's it. You better.
It ain't no talking now.
No,
it's about, you better get busy.
Right, right.
And I'm getting up like this. And he said, you motherfucker. And everybody said, oh, no. And then he dug in it, and he dug in his pocket.
No.
And of course, my mind
Oh,
is
no,
like,
the ear.
yeah, here come the ear shit. And I looked at him, and I looked at that, and I did like this. I said, I put blood on my head. I said, this motherfucker busted my whole face up. And he's going to cut me up, too. Boy. And I think I surprised him a little bit because he said, whack, he was pulling the blade out and was coming towards me like this.
Right.
He said I was going to run. I did not run. I just ran right towards him like this. And he went to go like this. I said, bam, and smashed it.
Ooh, that front kick.
And knocked the knife off.
Nice.
He looked down like that. I drilled him. Wow, 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 wow. He was trying to get some punches in. I wouldn't let him.
Right.
I was racking him up. The classroom was jumping up. Fight. Man, we were tearing that place up.
Oh,
I would not let him get the knife, you know, and I would drill him, and I said, bam, and knocked him out the door like that, and everybody looked around. They were just jumping up, like a bunch of chimpanzees, like Planet of the Apes. I said, motherfucker. Mr. Millstone comes running back. What's going on? What's going on in here? He said, I said, they had a fight. And so-and-so came out. He pulled out the knife. There's the knife over there. He said, what? And then all of a sudden you hear a scream. Looked at the door. That fool came back in with a trash can. Bam.
Oh, no.
Started smashing up, started hitting people. He's coming up there, boy. He opened up the door. Mr. Millstone was like, whoa. I said, you running for it? You the teacher, you supposed to say that.
The teacher ran out the door.
I said, what the hell you running for, man? He ran up there. I shoved in there, jumped, bam, back, hopping back, kicked him. He went down the steps. Bloom, 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 bloom.
Right.
All of us almost ran down the steps because I kicked him. I kept on flowing through, and I ran almost. I grabbed the rail. And then he fell
Geronimo.
down. And then, boy, they had those safety guard people. Take him down to the office. Took him down, took me down.
Oh, my God.
I said, I'm not graduating this year.
Did he respect you from then on, or did you guys have some more run-ins?
Oh, no, he didn't. No, he's cool. He was cool.
Okay.
The word got over all out.
Funny how
there.
respect comes from people once you go all the way up
It
there.
was crazy. I mean, the word spread into the school. Man, so-and-so, the guy that cuts people up, got his ass whooped by her. Who did it, Chester? Chester? What did Chester do? What is it? Wait a minute.
Chester whooped his ass.
The neighbors there, buddy. And then when I would get to school, everybody would school, hey, Chester, what's happening, man? I go,
Right.
even the gang members guys were like, oh, man, what's up with you? I was like, oh, how you doing? And they said,
Right.
you know, and then when I went to the office, I said, man, is this going to affect me? No, and they kind of knew about the guy's reputation and stuff. So they pulled him aside, but I didn't get expelled. I did graduate. I did.
Man.
You know, and then it was so funny. Even after Dorsey, when I got out of Dorsey, the Bank of America on come on, Chelsea.
Slauson and Broadway?
No, oh God.
B of A.
Olympic and Western over there around that area. There's a Bank of America.
Oh,
around.
yeah.
He was a teller there,
Okay.
and I walked through the door to deposit money.
Oh, no.
And he saw me. He said, "Oh shit!" I said, "What is that? Who is that?" This so. I looked at. Oh man, what are you running for? Bring your back over here and deposit my money in here.
Oh, that's a good one.
And then he
We
said,
gotta
"Oh
make
man,
that
man."
into a short,
Everybody
bro.
said, "Well, why would he run?" I said, "It's a long story." I'm gonna say, and then we talked a little bit. I said, "Man, it's cool, man. That's school days, man.
Water under the bridge,
Let's
bro.
go. Let's do what we gonna do and make some things happen." That it was cool.
Right.
It was just cool after that.
So okay, so we've gone through now the big band. You were already into the music, but had you started big bands yet?
No, at Dorsey, I was just doing music. Dorsey, and I was tap dancing and stuff. I got into a program called Grant's Music Center.
Okay.
Going to Dorsey, I wanted to get into music bad. I tried to get into music at Fauché, but the music teacher didn't have no patience. He just got discouraged to all the students. Yeah, you guys are horrible. Just don't take music up. Don't quit your day job. Whatever. I don't know.
You guys turned all that
But
hot.
Mr. Dr. Donald Simpson, he was good. He was cool.
Okay.
He encouraged us. And we used to watch all the guys that had talent shows with the bands, and they had a jazz workshop at Dorsey. And then I said, we got to take instruments up. And some of my friends said, yeah, what are you going to take up? Take up the bass. That's too big an instrument to carry. I don't want to carry that thing. Another guy said, I'm going to take up that. No, I want the guitar, maybe. I said, and I saw people walking drumsticks. Yeah, I'll take a drum.
Right.
Because all you need to do is carry the drums and we
Yeah,
have pads.
carry the sticks, snare drum, field drum.
And I could do that. But in order, because we was like trying to be cool. We wanted to catch the girls and stuff.
Right. Well, music will do it.
Yeah, shoot. So I got up there and he said, if you could read this cadence, you can get into one of the classes. I said, what? And I said, first of all, Professor, yes. I didn't even know there was drum music. We got to read drum music? I thought we just beating.
Right. What the?
So there I was trying to learn, and then he sent me to Grant's Music Center, which was off of Venice and stuff, where the police station is, near World on Wheels and stuff. And that was where then I met my drum teacher. First drum teacher was Raymond Pounds, who worked with Stevie Wonder. And then the main one, which became my godfather, was Curtis Kirk, famous Curtis Kirk. And they learned, and he taught me how to read music, went in there. And it was funny. That was a funny story. You have to play tick, 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 put the music in front. Tick, 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 tick. And he said, the next drummer has to come up tick, tick, and see who's the best drummer and could do it fluently and stuff.
Right.
And my friend said, man, I got to get up there, do that. And I'm looking at it. I said, no, that's a dotted 8 note. It goes like this. Dot, tick, 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 dot, dot, tick, 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 dot, 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 tick, 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 dot, dot. And then the guy said, he said, well, I'm trying to do it. He said, well, play with me. I said, I don't have my drumsticks. I said, well, never mind, I don't need drumsticks. Okay, watch this. I said, that's the way the dotted note should go. And then the guy said, and the teacher was sitting there looking. Well, Daddy with his damn feet, he ain't had no drumsticks.
Wow.
So when I look on the board, who made it? Chester, your name's on the board. What?
Wow.
I said, sir, is this a mistake? No. If you can do it with your feet, I know what you can do with your hand.
Right.
So I got in the marching band. That's how I got in marching band. And then after that, I was in symphonic band. And then after that, I was in did part of the jazz. And we won 1974 Battle of the Bands.
Okay.
We were doing funk.
Well, you guys going next? You guys are going up against Locke.
Everybody.
Okay.
We did like that. And
y'all did funk too. Now that's.
Oh yeah. No. I can tell you that because I was there.
Right.
That was the time I had a fight outside the Billy Preston concert.
No.
And it was crazy. He came to the school and I can tell you, there's a lot of stories. It was something. And the band, the first band was, I said, Henry, he's a great bass player. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And his brother is named Greg, he plays guitar. They were great, and Herbert was also on sax, and they were fantastic musicians that came out of there, and we wanted to be like them, and we just didn't have it. But you know what? We went there and we learned, and I took it down. And by me being a dancer, we had my group. My group was called Qantas. Really, it was my godson's group named Patrick Jackson. He was the bass player.
I know Patrick Jackson's name.
No, so he's the back. We had 3 horns.
Okay.
We had 3 horns. We had guitar, bass, drums. Johnny Moore played drums. Patrick played. Timothy played trombone, and we had 2 guitars. Yeah, it was good. And I played percussion.
Nice.
It's a big ensemble. Then I said, okay, let's learn the song. And then I said, you know what? I said, we're going to do battle of bands. We're going to come up. How many minutes we have? I think about 12, 15 minutes. That's it.
Right.
And then some people play 1 song, 2 songs, and now we're going to play the next number. I said, no, don't do it like that. I said, Patrick, we don't do it like this. What? We're going to choreograph it like this. We're choreograph. Actually, we barely can play this. You're going to do it like this. Just do it like this. And I had them segue songs. We
Right.
opened up. Dun, 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 dun,
Right.
And then I said, all we want is a minute and a half of that. I want the audience to dun, dun, then break it down. Dun, 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 boom. And the audience was, because we took them on a journey.
Right.
You know,
Right.
and
Once
then
again,
I
the
said,
story.
okay, the vocals come on. Now you got to come back, and then now this was going to feature you. I only need 60 seconds of you doing that. Now come back to here, and we showed showmanship. And freak them out. I said, it's time for the dancing section at the end.
Yeah.
We did the cool again. Dun, 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 dun,
Oh,
dun,
heck.
dun, dun, dun,
The same thing we do on, Bring the
Noise. Then we go doom 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 da 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 doom. Da 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 ba 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 da boom da 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 do boom dun 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 dun. I had breaks and then I had
hard.
and people were like, when they do something, the horns would go dun dun dun, and all the horns would turn like this, spin. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, God. You had it tight.
Everybody was like, everybody's moving. I mean, we had the horns, the instrumental, and the showmanship. And then when we did the ending number, and the 2 drummers was like, doom, doom, and what it was on timbales. And I jumped over the congos like this, jumped over the congos into a full split. Boom, came back up, hit it.
No. You were killing them like that?
Yeah, we were doing all kinds of stuff. And and the
Man.
name of the group was called Qantas.
Wow, Qantas. Mm-hmm. Now, you were you the leader of that band?
No, Johnny, Patrick was. I was just artistic, to put the help
together.
with instrumentation and stuff.
Nice. Putting together. Now you put together big bands. Now, is it difficult keeping a band together?
It is today. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of difficult. I don't think about it too much. If you got good players, you got good players. I think the knowledge of musicianship is they lost it because they don't know.
Okay.
Like if I'm playing in a band, and and the gigs are scarce. Everybody got to work, and I said, and I can't make it, but I've been working on this other thing. I'm not gonna leave that other thing hanging.
Right.
If I'm going, I'm gonna send somebody just as good as me or better.
In the place of you.
Mm-hmm.
Integrity.
That means somebody's gonna come in there and play their butt off and just keep that dream happening for that other person.
Right. I like that.
And people do fail to see that.
Right.
We don't teach that thing no more like that.
that integrity. The way to what was the best way to teach it? I guess by example.
Example. Sometimes people do it, and sometimes when I run my band, some people say, "Well, don't you think you should?" No, I don't think that. That's why I'm running the band. If
Right.
you have your band and you want me to do it, I do it your way.
Right.
It's, I'm not trying to be head boss. I don't even act like a head boss.
Right. You've always been down to earth.
You
man. I
know,
appreciate
and
that.
I say I can't be like
Here.
that. You know, but I learned if you know what you have to do to get it done. If I don't know something, I'm going to ask questions. What the hell I'm going to do?
Right. Right.
But that's how you learn.
Thank you very much. That was part 1 of the interview with the great Chester Whitmore. I know you learned a lot and you took away a lot of nuggets. Stay tuned for part 2 in the Moodovation podcast. Raise your vibration. My name is Victor Taylor. See you next time. Subscribe.
Like.
Share.